Hi everyone, this is QueenJ and this is my first video for YouTube. So it's nothing wild or crazy. I, like a lot of people, have a lot of stress and anxiety in my life, and I try to look at lots of different ways to reduce that, or just to try and chill out. So I found this app, which is, let me see, called Happy Color. Okay, it is a free app, but there's ads, lots and lots of ads. So I paid for it. I think it was about €8, and I think it was well spent. So this app, it has lots of different categories. It has popular, Disney, good cause. I'm not sure how that works, to be honest, what they give, what they don't give, but it's nice things to color and all that. And they also have stories and collections, and the stories ones can be interesting because they have the Great Gatsby, obviously a very abridged version of it, just a tiny little chapter basically. These are ones that I've already completed and haven't really bothered to read the story. This one is a Thanksgiving one, a vegetarian Thanksgiving, and this one is a leprechaun Irish. I have a few Irish ones which all have leprechauns in, so that's some wonderlands. So they have lots of different ones, and it really is good if you're stressed out to just kind of turn your mind off and color, and also with this app, anyone who might have mobility issues, can't hold pens or pencils, can't maybe sit and at an easel or anything like that, and you don't have to worry about anything like that. You click in, you click which picture you want to color. I think, did I say this was a collection or a story? I can't remember. Special day. If it's a story, it will have, okay, so it has like chapter 1, the puzzled raccoon, lost track of time. He stares at the calendar, no reason or rhyme. So that's very short. And then you just, you click, that's it. So it's so handy, so easy, and it's enjoyable. It probably, doesn't seem enjoyable. Oh, and so it's this little thing here. I paid for the app, so that means I don't have to watch ads if I don't want to. If you do want to watch the ads, you want to get a little hint. You can see here I have 26 hints up here. You get 2 hints per video you watch. So it's a 30-second video, you get 2 hints. So if you want a hint, if you're stuck, whatever, you can just click that and you watch the ad in 30 seconds. That's something you want to do, that's something you can do. And it's, it's not offensive ads or anything. It's usually Temu or something like that, it's just, you just watch the ad and then you get your hints, and it's handy, but you're choosing to watch the ad, it's not just being like, watch this ad, which drives me nuts. I hate ads so much. Now, so I'm on number 3 here, and I can't see any more number 3s with my eye. Okay, so you can zoom in and you can have a look at the tree. I think that's, okay. And then you can zoom back out again if you want. Depending on the picture and the difficulty of the picture, because obviously some of them are a lot bigger than this, you might need to like zoom right in, like you'd have to zoom right in, and there might be like a tiny little number in there, 103 or something like that. So I'm sniffing a lot, sorry, it's the hay fever. So it's really, it's up to yourself how difficult you want to make it for yourself, how easy you want to make it for yourself. And it's coloring a picture, it's not inventing a cure for cancer. So it's just to kind of, if you've had a bad day, you can just sit down, you can turn this on, and you can do this with your finger, and it's very easy. There's no big equipment needed, just your phone. I think pretty much everybody has a phone nowadays. Like I said, this app is free. You don't have to pay any money for it. You don't want to. I chose to. I don't regret that. That was a pretty good idea for me because I hate ads. So we're up to number 8. Okay. Obviously, sometimes it would be just like a one thing, you know, color one thing with one number. Sometimes you have to color lots of things with one number, and it could be all over the place, and you might have to go search for them a little bit. That's okay, you know, because you don't want something to be too easy either, you know, because there's turning off your brain, and then there's, you know, being comatose, so you don't want that either. My cat is in here with me. If you can hear any noises, that's probably what that is. She's very good girl. She's just sitting here. She likes to be cozy, as we all do. So yeah, that's pretty much this app. And, you know, you can spend as much time as you want on it. Spend as little time. Come back to it. You know, there's no deadlines. They won't, I mean, I might have notifications turned off for it. Possibly, I don't know. Or they might not just send you notifications. I don't think they send you notifications. You know, come back and finish this colouring, you know, or break your legs. Yeah, I don't think they do that. So yeah, it's just, you know, like I said, it's just colouring again. You know, it's just colouring again. But it is very relaxing. And as well, as I said, I have mobility issues, so I don't have much strength in my arms anymore. So I'm not really able to hold pencils and pens or brushes or, you know, anything like that. I could do free paint, you know, I could still free paint. But I wouldn't be able to sit there and sketch anymore. And even the, you know, the colouring books for adults, the mindful books or whatever they're called, I probably wouldn't be great at them. I mean, obviously you could still do it because art is art, and I don't think art has to be perfect to be good art, personally. And, you know, I could do one of those colouring books if I wanted to, and I actually do have some that I never opened. But when I used to, you know, colour and sketch and everything, I didn't like it when stuff was messy or untidy when it wasn't supposed to be. You know, if you sketch something and then you colour it in and the colours everywhere, you know, because it just didn't look right, I suppose. And with this, you don't have to worry about that because it's digital, you know, it's there. They worry about the lines for you, you don't have to worry about it, you know. Yeah, so that's why I like this. And then sometimes again with the little stories, I think they have Pride and Prejudice there, you know, that could inspire someone who maybe has not read Pride and Prejudice before to read Pride and Prejudice, which is always good. You know, it might inspire them to do their own art based on their favourite book, which is also good. I love books, so anything that encourages reading, you know, encourages exploration of books and, you know, exploring your own mind and seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, seeing what works for you, because this might not work for someone else, you know, it works for me. I think it probably would work for a lot of people, but not everyone's brain likes this kind of stuff, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, find what works for you. I decided to make this kind of my first video because I wouldn't be, you know, great at FaceTime, I suppose. You know, I put the camera on my face. I don't think I can't remember looking for a 6 and a half. So here I can kind of yap, and I'm gonna go on to 62. We'll go back to 61. I can just yap away while I'm doing this, and you know, that's my neighbours as well, by the way, in the background. If you can hear that, I have my window open. So yeah, it's kind of just I suppose easily into to this. You know, I have wanted to start a YouTube channel for a while, and I didn't really know what I wanted it to be or what I wanted to do on it, and I've got a few different things, and yeah, I was just playing this the other day, and I just thought, well, you know, you don't need a lot of equipment for this. I'm just using my screen recorder on my phone for this, and my mic on the phone. Probably not great quality, you know, but it's my first video, you know, and Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. And actually, speaking of Rome, I read a very short book, you know, one of them short free books that you can get on ebooks, about Boudica, the Celtic queen who staged a revolt against the Roman Empire. Very good indeed. She was definitely inspirational. Okay, well, we've had the last 63. Now we have to find the last 61, and then going by the colour, it's kind of like an orangey colour, so I'm going to have a little look at the oranges. See if we can find it. And then if not, I just use a hint because life is too short, in my opinion. Ah, there it is. Let's see. There's a little fin. Aha, there we go. And that's it. So that's special day number 1 in colouring app that I like a lot and was slightly addicted to for a while. I have definitely dialed it back because I was on it all the time. But yeah, there you go. That's it. So long.